So have women worshippers in Maharashtra been let down by the state, which it seems, despite an order from the High Court, have been unable to allow those women from entering this particular temple? Joining us to debate this, Sanju Verma, spokesperson of the BJP in Maharashtra, Khushbu Sundar of the Congress Party, Rahul Ishwar, the spokesperson for the Sabrimala Trust, Ranjana Kumari joins us as well, Director of the Center for Social Research. Thank you all very much for being with us. Let me come to you first, Sanju. The court is absolutely clear in this. It says, and I quote from yesterday's judgment, there is no law that prevents entry of women in any place. If you allow men, then you should allow women also. If a male can go and pray before the deity, why not women? It is the state government's duty to protect the rights of women. Has the state government done that today?
Vishnu, you have read out one very important part of the High Court judgment. But I think your audience needs to know the entire truth, not the half-truth. So the court, in the same judgment that you chose to read out now to your viewers, the court has very categorically stated that while it can give the state government general directions, it cannot give specific instructions, which means that there is ample discretion with the state administration. But I will not go that path because I believe in gender equality as much as any of your other panelists. Having said that, the most important point which is to be noted, which simply no media house is talking of, which I think is rather misleading, is the fact that the court has also said, when Rohit Dio, the acting advocate general for the state of Maharashtra, said that the order of the court will be implemented, but women will be allowed only where men are also allowed. If men are not allowed into the inner sanctum
but that's a convenient
women will not
excuse.
Be allowed as well.
That's a convenient excuse, isn't it?
Nodded in agreement. Vishnu, let me complete.
Earlier on at this temple, men were allowed.
Of men not being allowed as well. So this is not a question
Sanju,
of gender equality.
Of course it is. Of course it's an issue of gender equality. There is no gender equality over here.
Where is the question of discrimination? Where is the question of discrimination?
Okay, I'll tell you where the I will tell you where the question of discrimination is. I will tell you where the question. Ranjana, just bear, Ranjana Kumari ma'am, bear with me for a minute.
To listen to my response.
No, we've listened to your response. Now let me counter that and let me go across to my other panelists.
No.
No, why not?
Vishnu, just give me 30 seconds, please. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Has Ranjana Kumari ever visited the Shani Shingnapur? Let me tell you, I have visited Shani Shingnapur umpteen times. Let me put this on record. There is no sanctum sanctorium here per se. There is a chabutra.
So a woman. So you are okay with not being allowed to enter the chabutra.
So to first
you are okay with being allowed not to enter the chabutra.
Nobody is allowed to touch.
Right. You're okay with it.
Listen, don't interrupt me. Have the grace to accept the truth. Nobody is allowed to touch the Shani replica which is inside, a fenced chabutra. So to say that women are not allowed but men are is a gross.
No, but she never said she wanted to touch.
Misleading fact.
She never said she wanted to touch the shrine. She just wanted access till that point.
No, let me tell you one more thing.
She is misleading.
Yeah, let me tell you one more thing.
She is misleading everyone.
If Trupti Desai, let me complete. I am not misleading, ma'am. You please.
Well, you have been talking.
All right, Ranjana Kumari, please. Ranjana Kumari, come in. We can't have a monologue over here. Ranjana Kumari, come in with your views on this.
Vishnu, let me
the
tell you one more thing.
argument which has been raised.
Vishnu, let me tell you one more thing.
No, Sanju, you will not tell me one more thing until I ask you, Sanju. There are other panelists also. Let us get other voices. So Ranjana Kumari, I'll come back to you, Sanju. Ranjana Kumari, if you can just please come in on this, because my interpretation of the law also stems from the Maharashtra Hindu place. Sanju, can I please have my other panelists
listen to others, Sanju.
The temple trustees have not yet received the High Court order.
Sanju, you do realize that there are other voices.
To want to,
Sanju,
foray there.
Sanju, I am sorry, Sanju. I will have to bring down your audio if you do not allow me to allow others to speak.
Is that not?
I am trying to have a civilized debate over here. It's not a one-on-one between you and me. Ranjana Kumari, you had a point to make. Please go ahead.
Yes, Vishnu, I think this is, first of all, let her know that wherever there is discrimination, we will change it, we will fight for it, and my visiting temple or not visiting temple doesn't matter at all at this stage. Not only that they are doing discrimination, now it is also fraudulent, because earlier men were allowed in that area, and later they stopped men because they wanted to make a point about nobody being allowed. First of all, why nobody will be allowed? That is also a question. This discrimination will not be tolerated. State government of Maharashtra has failed in its duty to protect the rights of women in terms of going and doing their worship. What is the point going to a temple which does not really respect women? Why should women go at all? But if men are allowed, men can go, men are supposed to worship there, women will also. But now let temple authority know this, that they have violated the constitution of this country, they have violated the judgment of the High Court, and there has to be an FIR against them. Now state government has to register an FIR against the temple authorities, because they allowed people to come in and to interfere into the implementation of the judgment and the law. So there has to be an FIR against the temple authorities. There has to be FIR against people who are trying to create this discrimination and violate constitution of India.
Ma'am, I want to go across to Rahul Ishwar. I want to go across to Rahul Ishwar. Rahul, let's just look at the law. This is the Maharashtra Hindu place of worship entry authorization.
1 minute, Vishnu.
No, not 1 minute.
Vishnu, 1 minute, please.
No, not yet.
Vishnu,
No, not yet. Sanju, not yet.
Don't become
Sanju, can I decide who I ask questions to? You will be given your opportunity. This is a question. This is a question for Rahul Ishwar. This is a question for Rahul Ishwar. The question is this. If it is the sanctity of the deity that you are worried about, this is what the court read out yesterday, then let the government make such a statement. Under the Maharashtra Hindu Place of Worship Entry Authorization Act 1956, if any temple or person prohibits any person from entering a temple, then he or she faces a 6-month imprisonment. You are showing me a computer screen.
Vishnuji, 3 points. This is NDTV report of August 3, 2010. Sunanda Pushkar visiting and praying in Shani Shiknapur temple.
Yes.
Thousands of women are visiting Shani Shiknapur temple, and there is no issue.
Then why would these women stop today?
This is generally a temple.
Rahul,
this
you
is
go back on the same thing.
Hold on. This is generally a temple. This is called the inner sanctum sanctorum of a temple.
Yes.
Every temple. Let me at least put forward my argument.
No, go ahead. I'm not interrupting you.
This is the Sri Kovil or Garbhagraha or inner sanctum sanctorum. Let me at least put forward the argument, sir. This is the inner sanctum sanctorum. Here, no male or no female is allowed. Only priests are allowed. There are female priests. In those temples, female priests are only allowed. No males are allowed. In the same way, this is a personal space of a deity. This form of worship is called the tantric form of worship. This is different from a prevalent Vedic form of worship which is prevalent in North India. So this is the subtlety of the matter. Third, even in High Court categorically said in those places where men are not allowed, women need not be allowed. This judgment doesn't apply to those kind of places.
No, but Rahul,
is only this. This debate has become a very shallow.
Rahul, but that is not where these protesters wanted to go at all.
Vishnu, please let me come in.
Khushbu, you wanted to come in over here.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Rahul,
you had a point to make,
this is what you have been saying even for the last 2 debates. See, no woman wants to go inside the inner sanctorum. What we've been saying that where the men are allowed, why women are not allowed is what the argument is. Who visited when in 2010, 2015 or 2001? That is not important. To a certain extent, women are allowed. There, even we are allowed. What the fight has been about as to why the place at the point where men are allowed, why women are not allowed. And this is what the court has said, that the places where men are allowed, women should be allowed. God does not look at people, at men and women differently with gender discrimination. In the eyes of the God, everybody is the same. So why these man-made rules, which have been carried forward for many, many years, and these man-made rules are again misogynist men
sanctorum of Shani Shingnapur. So where is the question of gender discrimination?
No, it's not.
That's not true.
Vishnuji,
you allowed it.
Can I
humbly point out one thing?
Everybody is speaking at the same time. Khushbu, one moment. Khushbu, you made your point. Rahul, you wanted to come back. You wanted to counter that particular point. Rahul, go ahead. Yes.
To a national debate.
No,
men
Sanju,
are
you
not
have to allow
allowed in
in
the sanctum sanctorum.
You have to allow
Cannot
South
put
India.
it. You cannot
Please,
don't
this
show
is
your
at least
desperation.
one
debate. This is
No,
not
no,
a
no,
No, you are on the wrong side of the law. So
Sanctorum.
don't show your desperation. You are wrong side of the
Half-baked
constitution.
information.
Please.
1 minute, everybody listen, it's not working out like this. Can I only
women were
listen to
allowed,
Rahul
there wouldn't be a
Ishwar?
problem.
Can everybody else's audio be brought down for a moment? Rahul Ishwar, please go ahead.
Yeah. Vishnuji, we have only regards for Trupti Desai or all female activists. We would humbly request, they have misunderstood the issue. And if somebody want to do the job of a priest, we welcome them. Females can study Vedas, female can study Tantra. They can become priests, but only in those places priests are allowed. They are actually demanding an entry. And court categorically said inside the sanctum sanctorum or the Garbhagriha, no male
But
or
nobody
no
is
female
talking
allowed.
about entering
Just
the sanctum
because
sanctorum.
of an Article 14.
Nobody is talking about entering the sanctum
They
sanctorum.
are.
No, they are not. They are talking
temple,
about
they are
entering
talking about
close
entering
to the sanctum sanctorum near the Chabutra over there, not a place where neither men or today they were not even allowed to enter the temple. Today they were not even allowed to enter the temple. What are we talking about?
Inside temple, they have all been allowed. Inside temple, if you just have a simple Google search, you can see thousands of women visiting there. Just because of a law and order issue, they might not have been allowed. But that is not the case. We should see this matter in depth. This is a system and form of worship. It is protected under Article 25.
Ranjana Kumari, would you like to come in over here? Because I think Rahul Ishwar, I do believe Rahul Ishwar makes an important point.
I think Rahul Ishwar has been saying the same thing for past so many weeks. He doesn't understand that constitution.
You have been saying the same thing for the past many weeks.